Hello, in this tutorial we're going to walk you through just a couple basics of sending files from PostureScreen on your iPad through the Files app and then through onto either Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever. Just so you know, if you need to look this up, iOS, we'll just go ahead and find a tutorial here. So there's multiple tutorials on the web for using the Files app. I would just go support.apple, this one. So you can just Google it and find it, how to use the Files app directly and get it set up. One of the neat features about this is that you can set it up directly with Google Drive as well as Dropbox and many others. So I've already set up an account on Dropbox. I've already set up an account on Google Drive, right? There's nothing in there. I just created a folder where I want to send these things. So this one's called Posture, and nothing is in that folder currently. And then if I go back to Google Drive, I did this one, I called it PostureScreen Files. And as you can see, there's nothing there. What's nice is that they also have computer apps that will automatically sync. So that way you can just drag and drop files, makes it a lot easier. So on the iPad, now if you look down here, I've kind of set up shortcuts, and just so you know, I'm running iOS 15. This is the new one that's coming out this month or next month in October. So you'll see it looks a little bit more advanced, but nonetheless, I've created an icon down here. I moved the icon down here, shortcut for Dropbox. And of course, as you know it, I'm making a video and Google Drive is automatically updating there, which is quite interesting that they chose to do that right while I was trying to make a video. So I guess that means I'll start with Dropbox as the intermediate. So with that being said, I've already set up Dropbox, installed it. I've already set up Google Drive, which you can't see the icon because it's updating right now, on the iPad with the accounts. I've opened up the browser here so you can see what's going on. Now I'm going to go over here and open up PostureScreen. So from PostureScreen, let's just go ahead and I'm going to go into Jane Doe and say I want to select, let's say, the PostureScreen. I'm going to go into PostureScreen, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit send. And then what I want to do is I'm going to just do the to view. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this preview here. You can do that, or you can just look through and you can get, excuse me, let's try this the right way, save to files. I'm so used to the old way of using a preview, but that's an extra step. So save to files, click save to files. And then where do I want to save it? I'm going to say Google Drive in PostureScreen folder, okay? And then at the top here, if your PostureScreen is an older version and doesn't show it like this, this will be updated. There is a save button up there. You just can't see it because it's white text on the white background, okay? But just know you have to press in that corner. So now, if I go over to Google Drive, or that was in Dropbox, I should say, right? Oh, excuse me, I was in Google Drive. My bad. There it is, all right? So let's share the images to Google Drive. I'm gonna go back over here, send digitized images, and I'm gonna go down to save to files, and I'm gonna do Google Drive and choose the folder that I want. And remember, up here right now, if you have an older version, it's white text on a white background because iOS 15 is just updating, so the app needs to be updated to fix this. So just know, press in this area, okay, if you're on an older version on iOS 15. Okay, so now you'll see that images will start to show up, okay? So we now have all 4 images that are JPEGs plus the PDF. If I wanted to send the 4-view, if you did a 4-view, or anything else, well, let's just send a lean screen. So the body composition one, save to files. We're going to go to Google Drive, PostureScreen, And then again, up here, if you can't see the text, it's white on white. That will be fixed, but I'm making this video ahead of time. Now you can see that we got a document here. So here, if I double click on it in a browser, it opens up so you can see the PDF document. Okay. There it is. So now, and again, you can change your views. I don't need to teach you how to use Google Drive, but you can go ahead and now save these. They make a actual dedicated software for Google Drive, so you can literally just drag and drop it into your EHR. Now let's go shoot over to Dropbox. Okay, so to Dropbox, if I'm in home here and there's nothing there, I'll just go ahead and open up the folder. So let's go ahead and send this to Dropbox just to show you. So I'll start off with the to view right here. Okay, so now for Dropbox, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go up and let's just start with the to view. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here to save to files. And again, if you don't see the save to files, you can always go down in this edit actions and you can change the order of things. Okay, so like if I wanted to add other things. Notice how right now you can still see that done there, right? So white on white. If you're using 11.2 on iOS 15, you may see some of these color changes are not there yet because iOS 15 is about to come out yet and the app has not been updated for that. So that's why I'm giving you this advice on where to click. Okay, so you can, if you don't see any of these tools here, just know that you can go ahead and customize it. You can always customize everything down here in edits. With that being said, save to files. Let's now choose Dropbox and we're going to hit Posture because that was the folder that I did, and then come up here to the done or save. And then now it should show up being synced over to, there it is. Okay, so if I open that up, you're going to see that it opens up in Dropbox. Okay, same thing with images. So if I come over to send digitized images, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to come up save files, and I'm going to select it remembered posture. So now I'm going to come up here, done. All right, and then we should see it start to sync over here with the images and then JPEGs. And then again, if you're running the Dropbox app on your computer, you can drag and drop this, or if you're just doing it through the browser, you could download them, but it's much easier for speed if you have this automatically syncing in real time. Okay. Now, originally we had a tie-in with Dropbox. They are depreciating this. What I mean by that is they are going to turn off this feature. Currently it still works, although it won't be supported. I'm going to go ahead and delete these just so that way you can see what happens. If you've used PostureScreen in the past, before Apple changed things, we had the ability to send directly to Dropbox in one step. They changed everything because they want you to go through this Files app. It is what it is. We can't control that. So it's still active now, but just be aware this is going to go away and we have nothing to do with it when it does. So if this method no longer works, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to do what I just showed you previously. Now, with that being said, if I go back over here and I come down and scroll down and click this Dropbox, okay, notice we got other ones saved to Dropbox, but this Dropbox here that just says Dropbox, okay, and I'm not using the one up here, okay, so I'm not using this, I'm not using this, okay, because that will be extra steps. I'm using the one that just says Dropbox with the gray icon, okay, I'm not using the save the Dropbox. Again, public service announcement. This feature is going to wind up going away at some point, and we do not have any way of, working around that. So if I just click Dropbox here, the first time that you do it, we would basically, you're going to have to click an account to authorize to, okay? And once it's authorized, it should go ahead and send those images the next time that you go ahead and send it. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. Dropbox. And now, after I authorized it, you'll see you get like an uploading feature and okay, and it's complete now. This may not work on some devices, okay? But if I go back to all files, using this old method that still works currently, you're gonna see a folder that's PostureScreen Mobile. And in there, it subcategorized initial, and then it was from an iPad, and then there's the PDF, okay? So it's a little bit different, okay? I'm gonna scroll this over. Again, this method's gonna go away, but it's just as fast to do the newer method where you're going through the Files app. But to show this again, using the old method that's still operational but will go away. So I don't want you to call us up and say, hey, it doesn't work anymore, because on some devices it still won't work. On this one, it seems to be working fine. And we can't support the old method anymore. But on this device, if it works on your device, great. Not sure how long it's going to work, but let's go ahead and send digitized images. Click right there. And then I'm going to go down to the Dropbox here. Again, remember, it's just this icon right here. Okay, I'm going to hit Dropbox. And then it's going to upload the images. Now, what it will do here is create a subfolder. Okay, so when it's done here, uploading these images, it will create a subfolder. I'll go ahead and click OK. In the initial reports, and then an images folder, and then in the iPad, and then those are the images. So, you know, you can take it for what it's worth. The old version, you know, might appear to be simpler, but it's really not, because I have to dig through the subcategories of folders, right, to find anything. And it's going to go away. So if I was preferring, what I would do is use the method that you create a folder first. So like I've created this postures folder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Let's review the Dropbox for the new preferred way using the Files app one last time. PostureScreen to view. We're going to come down here to save to files. This is the preferred method. Then you're going to choose where do you want to save it. I'm going to save it in this folder. Okay, after that's highlighted, pretend you can see the word that says done there, or save. And then once that is done, it will push through the Files app, and notice how it actually shows up faster. So Apple is only going to be supporting the Files app for integration. The nice thing about this is that if I go into the Files app here, this is what it looks like, right there. If I open up the Files app, you can see your Google Drive folder, you know, right there. You can see everything that you want to see. You can see your Dropbox folder. You can see everything that you want to see right there. Okay, so you can verify that it is actually there if you open up the Files app. Alternatively, you can, of course, open up Google Drive directly, okay? Or you could open up the Dropbox directly. Now, I know this tutorial was a bit longer, but I wanted to really exemplify and take my time to actually show you how this worked. So that way there wouldn't be any questions. But if you do have questions, reach out to us at support@PostureScreen.com. Again, we can't teach you how to use Dropbox. We can't support issues with Dropbox or Google Drive. So make sure you know how to use those apps directly through them. Install those apps on your computer, your PC, or your Mac. And then it makes it easier in one step to drag and drop files to an EHR that is not supporting our direct integration. That's it. That's all I got for now. Glad that you guys are using PostureScreen. Any additional questions, reach out to us at support@PostureScreen.com.